Hey, what's good, Pisces? This is gonna be the why they do you dirty spread, right? The reason I'm doing that is because I released a video for a song I recorded like back in 2023, Thanks to technology, obviously I can make these videos now. Where before it would have probably been like thousands of dollars to bring my vision to life. So yeah, I'm gonna put the link below to my video, hype it up, like it, comment. Um, so yeah, it's an intense song, but it's actually from an EP called "Me and My Shadow." So I think that's kind of the same thing, right? Like sometimes we don't get closure with things we went through. So this why they do you dirty, might bring some light to that situation, right? For the most part, these readings, right? This is gonna be the fifth one I'm doing about this. So yeah, they've been very to the point, right? The only one that was a little confusing was Cancer, right? Kind of a little more complex. But with that said, yeah, I'll put the link to my video below. And yeah, so maybe you're going through some shadow work right now. Whoa, okay, this came out for somebody else. So this might be, man, I almost feel like how I know I just shuffled. I don't know if you saw me shuffling, but these two exact cards came out for someone else. Maybe you're an Aries cusper, Pisces, because man, was it Aries I did? Yeah, because that was I don't know how many readings ago. I think Aries was the second one I did, and now here you are, and these two cards come out again. So Pisces, maybe you're an Aries cusper. That's crazy. Yeah, okay. Well, since I did it a few readings ago, then I guess I have to show it. So it's saying your vibration is yelling Alceto, Pisces, and your crystals are tired of your drama. So this could be a kind of you situation, right? Here, I'll pull one more. Don't shoot the messenger, but we're gonna get to the bottom of it, right? Because it's deeper than that. So don't get mad at me just yet. Okay. Okay. See, I like this. So this, if it requires you to betray yourself, is not the right path. Fame, money, approval, even. I like that it says that approval, right? I feel like maybe you were still in the middle of healing and you didn't take the time. You didn't take the proper time. You didn't go in deep enough, right? And yeah, maybe things will every time something happens, you just grab crystals and okay, there I'm healed. The crystals take my whatever bad juju, pain away, whatever, right? Like, and it was something deeper, right? Maybe you didn't even really you ended up being with people you didn't even want to be with, but you just didn't want to be alone or I'll settle or something, right? Like, yeah. So there was something with that, right? So I think that's gonna be kind of the theme. Maybe the relationship you ended up in, you didn't really even want to be in, and you just kind of settled in a way, right? Like, yeah, it's almost like I'm getting, right? So whether you're a male or female, it was almost like a trophy wife type situation, trophy guy, trophy wife. Like, there's no reason you should feel like the person you're with is like a prize, right? Like, well, if I'm with this person, then that means I'm doing okay. You know what I mean? Being with someone else shouldn't be your value, right? But some people, yeah, I could see that a lot of people. So no judgment, like just it's not a you thing. It's a lot of people would have that kind of attitude, right? Because we've seen it since the beginning of time. That's why phrases like trophy wife exist, right? And in today's modern age, I'm sure women do it just as much, right? There was some kind of thing in that, right? And all it did was lead you to confusion and heartbreak, right? It's like you never seen a kid where they just want something and they're crying and crying. Not to say you're a kid, but there is that kind of energy, right? The page, even, right? An immature energy. You wanted that shiny thing, you don't even know why, right? So behind the scenes. See, in this world, maybe it looked like you, right? Someone that's put together, right? Not necessarily all, but in the spirit world, it's more like imagine you just like right, like let's say you were alone, right? You had lonely nights and you're just yelling up at the universe, like I'm tired of being alone, this and that, and boom, someone appears and you're like, oh, there it is, right? Boom, 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 and it's nice and shiny too, right? But at the end of the day, it's not really what you wanted, right? It was a fantasy, right? Fantasy. And then maybe even that, when you're while you're with it, then there's something else shiny came along, right? So let's figure it out. What were you doing, right? Because it feels like you definitely played your part in this, right? So whatever happened, so let me see. Did someone do Pisces dirty or did some it came out in reverse. It came out in reverse. This came out upright for someone else, right? Like someone that was all about like boom boom boom. See, and that kind of goes with this seven of cups that excuse me, that maybe you then, right, once you got tired of that shiny thing, you wanted something else. You see, maybe you hadn't really figured out what you wanted, Pisces. Let me find out. Let me find out. Ah ha 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 ha. All right, Pisces. Don't worry. I'm trying to get to yeah, so eventually a cycle man, the world. That journey came to an end, whatever it was. I mean, that's beautiful. I'm feeling like you must have learned something from it. Maybe not all of you, but regardless, the cycle closed. So maybe even watching this is helping you close that cycle. Who knows? But let's figure it out. That's crazy. It was justice, right? But it came out sideways. So I'm feeling like maybe some of you don't feel that it's justice, but there's a huge lesson here for you if you allow it to be that. Because it was just, right? The universe isn't gonna do something. That's why not only the world but justice, like geez, right? Maybe that 11 is it. Maybe you thought it's like a twin flame kind of thing. Maybe it was. Let's see. This deck has the twin flame card, so let's find out if it jumps out. Justice. So I don't really feel like this person did you dirty per se. I feel like this person came in to push you towards your destiny, journey, overcoming obstacles, willpower, same direction, drive. Seven, right? Wow. So very divinely guided connection. Cause whoa, that one just I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if you at times felt like this person was very mean, but I think maybe that they were someone that was into their business, and maybe that's why you felt like, oh, this is a leader-ish type person. This is someone that's very focused, and that's not necessarily what you wanted, maybe, right? Maybe you were looking for something a little more, someone that led more with emotions, and this is someone that was more. Hmm, wow, maybe you guys bumped heads a lot. Whoever this king of swords was, there was a lot of challenges. It didn't end up being what, it looked like it was what you wanted at first. Five of cups, five of, right? Even this adds up to 10. I feel like you felt betrayed just out of pure, like, even just because the way they were. Maybe they were just like, right? Here's the funny thing though. I feel like because of what was going on, oh, you're mean or this or that. You probably were talking to other people. Like I feel like so own up to it if you did, right? Like because you're not lying to me, you're lying to yourself. So we're over here trying to look at that eight. We got 88. Maybe you're born in 88. I don't know, something, right? Maybe you weren't fully in it. Behind the scenes, it was like maybe this was you, right? Like wanting more attention, and maybe this was them focused more on money. They're focused, ambitious, like they're right. That king, they're in that king of swords kind of thing. I don't know why I said king of cups. Maybe king of cups too. I don't know. But they were in that like, okay, I'm planning, I'm doing this, and you're like, wow, I want attention, right? Like that's kind of what my focus is, and you're not giving me that, right? But you hooked up with somebody that's right because at first it looked shiny, right? It was like, oh, that's what I want, right? And then it was someone that didn't really know what they want, right? Like, wow, I thought that's what I wanted, but now, maybe you're online seeing things. Well, I kind of want that too. I want that too. I want that too, right? So I think it was both of you. You're betraying yourself, each other, right? Maybe, yeah. Even if that person wanted fame, money, or like something that wasn't that they were betraying themselves, that's who they were. See, people get in. This is a good teachable moment. Cause see, this is how dumb. Sorry to say, this is how dumb today's society is. So emphasis on the dumb, right? Not understanding what does "I'll settle" mean. Someone would think right in today's society they'll be like, "Oh, I'll settle" means like, what do the stupid videos, right? Like they say like, "Oh, the guy has to be making six figures or this and that," or maybe a guy, right? Like being like, "Oh, I need this or that." "I'll settle" means you're gonna settle for something that doesn't make your soul happy, right? On a deeper level. People are so freaking superficial and materialistic, they don't know what's up? So, Pisces, I don't know why I'm being so blunt with you, Pisces, but maybe because I know you can understand that, right? I have a lot of Pisces friends, so I know we could talk very casually, right? Pisces is a mutable sign, right? I'm a Gemini, so um I'll settle means that, right? Imagine like you never really cause that, right? In today's society, they'll make it like, oh, if you end up with a guy that, hey, hey, he works an honest job, this and that, but he's not making all that, you settled. But maybe that'll be a happier life than you don't know what's going on. Yeah, this dude has all the money, but he never spent time with his family, this and that. Oh, you got a huge empty house and you're never happy, right? You're always looking to see how you can be entertained because you never had that time, right? Right? You never got to spend time with your loved one. I don't know where that card was, the girl looking at the thing, right? But yeah, so imagine that, right? Imagine, you know, yeah, never feeling happy because that's settling. That's settling. It's settling for not knowing. So before any journey, you should always know what makes you happy, right? Clearly, right? There's a maturity because you can't always be getting your attention, but then you would meet someone there, right? Like you'd meet someone halfway. You'd meet someone that works but comes home, right? And if you're more interested in material things, then get your ambitious person and know that they're gonna be gone. No, you gotta be built like that. Well, I gotta be built like that, right? I gotta be someone that's gonna be supportive of this person when they come home. Then we spend time together. We have the money to do whatever we want to do. Unless they're too tired then to do what you want to do. They got all the money, but now they're exhausted. Maybe that person's really what makes them happy is their work, right? So you have to know that's what settling is, right? I hope that made sense. That's settling in life, right? Know what makes your soul happy. Do you want that? You want to be traveling everywhere and this and that and then coming home and it's empty, or you want to have a nice home and kids and the dog and that is that what you want? So no, that's settling, right? So hopefully that makes sense. I hate wasting my breath, so you know, so I don't feel like it came out for no reason. I think that's what makes sense. So this would be a teachable moment for all the signs, really, right? That's what settling is. Settling, not the distorted version of what they teach you that, oh, a settled. No, it's about this life experience. You probably already came, before you even came to Earth, you probably already agreed to, you know what? This time I want that. In previous lives, I was a freaking king or something or a queen and I had all this money, but the family wasn't there, right? And now I want to go to Earth and experience a nice, cozy home with my loved ones. And, we raise kids and the dogs and all that stuff, right? Like, maybe you wanted it before and somewhere you forgot, but it's in there. It's in there. The nudges are there, but you're not understanding, right? So I feel like whatever happened in this last relationship, you settled because it wasn't what you wanted realistically, right? So know yourself, right? I will give that advice, Pisces. Know thyself. I know I went on a little rant, but um, yeah, I'm kind of happy that that came out because that is like boom, right? Maybe I'll make a whole video on my podcast channel about that, right? Settling. That's pretty interesting. But anyways, on that note, I'm gonna put my a link to the video. Let me put out one more card just to see what else wants to come out, right? So I think that's a huge message for you. But there was a world moment, right? Of so it feels like, right, justice. This was meant to teach you about that, right? To look a little deeper within yourself, learn. Hopefully in the future you won't settle for something that's not gonna make you happy. And remember, don't follow, right? Don't be a follower like the whatever people teach you that word I'll settle is. Settling is about, making yourself happy. You're not trying to keep up with the Joneses. You're not like, oh, I could show off this boyfriend, I could show off this girlfriend, I could show off that, you know, oh, I have this, or my partner works at this place, or wow, wow, I love that this came out. I knew I went on a rant for a reason, right? You made it. Woof. You've survived yourself so far. So this was a huge accomplishment if you got the message, right? The world, right? I think like whatever you went through, that it wasn't really a doing you dirty. Yeah, maybe you got to work on your patience too, right? I hope you really take the time to learn, all right? I really do. So on that note, I'll leave it there. Thank you all and yeah, I'll put the link to my video. All right, peace.